Hello viewers, good afternoon and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, it's been a while. Today I'll be making an insight on how to gain admission. You understand? Now, some persons might say, oh, I scored very high in my Jamb, I scored low, can I gain admission? Okay, with the faith I scored very high, there's this possibility of gaining admission. Yes, there is, but this is what I want to tell you about how the schools, that's the tertiary university, how they when I say give an aggregate on how to gain admission. So let's get to the board. Let me say, for instance, the candidate one scored what I say 260. This is 260. That's your Jamb score as what 260. Then he or she wrote his position and scored what I say 26. Let me use 26 as position score. Now, what is the aggregate? How do we get the aggregate of this candidate 1 or candidate A? I say. So what we do is, what the school does is after your position, the school divides your Jamb score by 8 and your position score by 2. Now that's to say 260 divided by 8 will give us 260 divided, 260, okay, 260 divided by 8 will give us 32.5, okay. Then 26 divided by 2 will give us 13, right? So when you add 32.5 plus 13 will give us 45.5, okay. So this is what the person should have as an aggregate, okay? So let's say candidate 2. Let me use the duster. Candidate 2, okay? Let's say 2 scored very high in the Jamb exams. For instance, the person scored 320, okay? Okay, and this is the Jamb score, okay, and also scored 20 in his position MA. So now for us to get the aggregate of these students, we're going to divide 320 of the Jamb score by 8. So that's going to be what? 320 divided by 8 will give us 40, okay, and the position score as 20 over 2, that's 10. So that's what? 50. Do you understand? Okay. So let's say candidate 3 scored let's say a low Jamb score, had a low Jamb score of probably, let's say 180 or 200. Let's say 180. Probably 180. Okay. The candidate 3 scored 180 as Jamb score and scored about 50, let me say 50 in his position. Okay, let's see what it's going to be. So let's divide 180 over 8 will give us 180 divided by 8 will give us 22.5, okay. Then 50 divided by 2, 50 divided by 2 will give us what? 25, okay. So 22.5 divided by 25, okay, 22.5 plus 25 will give us there about 47.5. So this is how to calculate your aggregate, you understand? So now what it means is this: even if you score very high in Jamb and you don't prepare well for your position, there's this probability that you might not gain admission, okay. For you out there that scored very low and you're thinking, is there a place for me? Yes, there's a place for you, if only you do well in your position, okay. So the position is, like say, a pedestal that uplifts you, you understand, to gain admission even while your Jamb score is low. So what I meant is this: whether you scored very high in your Jamb, don't relent, you must read up, okay, for your position. Whether you scored very low in your Jamb score, please don't relent as well in your post-UTME, okay, to build up your the chances of getting admission. So what it means is this: you can still get that admission if you sit well for your, or if you prepare well for your post-UTME, okay. So this is just a post-UTME insight I'm giving to you on how to gain admission. Probably Jamb is releasing the results of those that are reseated, you understand. So if for instance you've written your exam and you've seen your score, or you reseated the Jamb as proposed, please don't relent, okay, on preparing for your post-UTMEs. Keep preparing. And also in my next video, I'm going to be making a I think some likely questions, post-UTME likely questions for Uniport students and ROS UST students. That's RIFSU, River State University, or what? River State University. Yes. I'm making a video on that, okay, for your post-UTME past questions, Uniport students and probably River State University students. Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.